What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining another Bond's Apartment YouTube video. This is a special one I've got, as you can see. I will say first, I can't do the whole David like green room in. You're just in. Kyle
So I'm
Barbeau,
here. I can't
he's
make
right
any
there.
obscene hand gestures or anything.
No, no.
No gang signs.
You're just there. Everybody can see you, and we're just ready.
Well, then I
There he is.
apologize.
Well, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate this.
Thank you for having me on. Pleasure.
Yeah, so this one, I wanted to do this one with you in particular because, and there's quite a few people that do this, as you and I know, but you in particular, I've seen a lot of different images and videos and different things when you're wearing Bond brands, but not necessarily something from a film.
Mm.
And I've started to stray into that realm too. So I figured who better than to branch out within the Bond brands with me than you.
Why not?
Let's do it. So let's start
Sounds
with,
good.
I want to ask you a couple questions first, because you were kind enough to send me several seductive images of you in different outfits.
I'm not quite at the Luke Taggart male model level.
No.
Maybe I just need a better photographer than a selfie stick.
Here's the thing. When this particular image shows up, I will point it out and everybody will agree. And if you agree, comment below. Okay. If this was alive, all 6 people watching would probably be like, oh yeah. But so we'll do that. But I want to start with, when it comes to branching out within the Bond brands, did you ever make a conscious decision to say, you know what, like I've got a lot of screen accurate pieces, whether it's a watch or shoes or pants, anything. And then you're like, I kind of want to explore these brands further, kind of on my own, and see what else is out there. Was it ever like an actual decision you made?
Totally, and not always for the same reason. Sometimes I've just fallen in love with the customer service at a particular brand, or an individual who works there and who's treated me really well,
Mm-hmm.
and we develop a working relationship. Or it could just be I really like the styles that they put out, and I know this brand because of Bond, but I like their merchandise and their quality. Or it could be that I like their story. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be something like, hey, I admire what this brand stands for. I admire their heritage and their background, and I want to patronize them, give them my money, and use their products.
Yeah. With that last comment with the story, any brands in particular that stick out to you in that aspect?
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, Omega is probably the best example.
Mm-hmm.
First watch on the moon. They have a really long, very rich history in horology. Been around a lot longer than some of the other famous watch brands.
Mm-hmm.
Turnbull and Esser, of course. Some of the other Savile Row, Taylor's, Barber. Those are some of the brands that have been around for a really long time and have a lot of heritage and a lot of richness to them. I
Right.
like that.
Right. What do you think about, as far as brands? Okay, so with Omega, that is one where their story just takes them back so far. And with the military background,
Mhm.
the first watch on the moon. What about a brand like RGT, where it's a very small, literally husband and wife? Do you feel both sides of the spectrum with that type of story?
I do, and I love what I love about RGT, and I only have the jacket from No Time to Die.
Right.
But I would shop from them again because it's a small operation, husband and wife team, family business, made in the USA, sustainable and good working conditions. So those are all things that, like, yeah, this is where I would spend my money.
Yeah. What's interesting about that brand is I was in Columbus last year, well, actually 2020, and we happened upon a store that was all like kind of denim and very RGT-esque, like kind of like a boutique. We went in there and the only person working was the guy who owned the store.
Mhm.
And then I started talking about RGT, and he literally deals with the husband and wife, like ordering product, like what to stock. It's literally them. I thought that was so cool. And then eventually heard that
Super
from
cool.
other people within the Bond community. But I thought that was great. That is one brand, though, I think the only downfall with something like that is anytime they post something on Instagram and I am drawn to it, it seems
Mhm.
to be sold out. You
Yeah,
know,
they don't have the economies of scale that like Barber might. They just can't manufacture it as quickly because they're a much smaller operation. But that's okay. Patience is a virtue.
hmm yeah, yeah. And then before we jump into what you have on currently, the last question I'll ask you before we dive into the whole segment is there any brand in particular you're most drawn to when it comes to branching out within that brand?
Depends on the situation. I mean, James Bond always the brands that he selects or the brands that the costume designers select for him
hmm
are all very well made, well established. Some are high end, some aren't, but they're all very high quality, which I think is really important. Most of
Right.
them have a pretty rich heritage to it. So I would say I go looking for things like if I need something to suit a particular purpose. I need dress shirts to wear to work. I go to Turnbull. I need polo shirts to wear. I go to Sunspell. I need bathing suits. I go to Orla Bar Brown.
Right.
I kind of, I'm using those brands to fill needs in my own personal wardrobe in my own life.
That's a good answer. Very good answer. I like that.
That's
And
why I
then
get the big bucks. That's why
that's
you asked me
exactly. That's why you're
here.
here. And then I actually thought of an additional question to that, and now I'm losing my train of thought. So while I think about it, what do you have on right now?
So I've got on a Turnbull and Asser Sea Island quality shirt, which is I don't know if the camera can pick it up. It's just a
Yep, yep. Like pinstriped.
yeah, it's a pale blue shirt with like a cranberry colored pinstripe, and
Oh, okay.
their signature 3-button cuff. I don't know,
Yep,
like maybe if I turn off that light, you can pick up the 3-button cuffs there,
yep.
which is
Very
kind of
nice.
like it's their trademark, their signature cuff. And when you wear Turnbull shirts and shake hands with somebody, and you see the 3 cuffs and they see yours, it's almost like a little like
Nice.
secret fraternity.
Right.
Doesn't happen too often, but occasionally, like at a meeting or
Then you
something.
just like go out in the corner and make out.
Right? do you do you know this guy? Do you know that guy? So I've got that on. I love Turnbull and Esser shirts.
hmm
That's like I said, when I need a dress shirt, which is I buy probably 4 or 5 a year because I wear them every day. I go to Turnbull for them. And with this, I'm also wearing another Bond brand that I mentioned, Omega.
hmm
This is a non-Bond watch, but it's a little bit of a cheat because it is a Daniel Craig watch. This
Right.
is the Our Vision DeVille Orbis that Daniel
Beautiful.
Craig endorsed probably about, oh, I don't know, 10
Spectre
years
time?
ago now,
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah. A little later, a little earlier than that. Yeah.
Yeah, between Quantum and Skyfall, they came out with this. There was kind of like a dormant period in Bond, and
Mm,
Omega partnered up with Daniel Craig independently of James Bond. Daniel Craig is also a brand ambassador for them, and he helped develop this one and gave it his endorsement. And some of the proceeds from the sales went to the Orbis charity, which is pretty cool. So
yep.
those are the Bond brands I have on today that are not Bond items.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And I knew the question would come back, and it was kind of a perfect segue with the watch. Do you ever branch out within Daniel Craig brands, things that we see? I mean, we've talked about how he kind of seems heavily inspired by Steve McQueen, and so does Bond, but
Hmm.
we also see him wearing brands that Bond doesn't wear. But there's like a huge tie-in. There's a lot of the same and a lot of different. Do you ever see something he's wearing, discover that brand, and then go start buying from that brand?
Yeah, Scotch and Soda would probably be the brand
Yep.
that Bond has never worn, but Daniel Craig has worn, and that kind of made me aware of that brand. And I tried on some of their merch and really liked it. So I've bought
Yeah.
some things from them over the years. That's the first one that comes to mind. I'm sure there's another one that I just can't think of right now, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, there's
do
even
do
some
that.
that I feel like he's been wearing for a long time that we hadn't seen Bond in. Like, I think like Brunello Cucinelli's one that he's been wearing
Yeah.
for a while, and we've
Mhm.
seen very little, but well, I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna see more. I mean, I guess it just depends on who the next actor is. But yeah, are you ready to dive into your first outfit that you sent me here?
It's your show.
Okay, so here we got this banger to start off. So,
Nice.
what exactly are we looking at here? I mean, I know, but tell the people watching what we're looking at here.
All right, this is a mix of Bond brands, non-Bond brands, screen worn, not screen worn. So this one I have on a long sleeve polo shirt from NPL. I'm kind of doing like the end of Casino Royale look here.
Yep.
So I've got my it's a long sleeve polo from NPL, some cashmere, some wool. It's a cashmere wool blend with the Persol 2720s that Bond wears in Casino Royale, chinos from Banana Republic, and
Nice.
Adidas Gazelles, which Bond wears in Skyfall.
Very
And
nice.
I love, that's one of the brands that I was buying long before it became associated with James Bond. I
Right.
love, for athletic stuff, I love Adidas stuff.
Me too. Me too. The only, and it's weird that you bring that up too, because my only issue with them is I've literally gone to the store and the exact item I'm thinking of is like a performance
Mm.
t-shirt. And it's like the most fitted yet forgiving t-shirt I've ever worn. And I've gone back to try to buy like 5 more to the exact section, exact rack, and then bought different colors and came home, and it's a completely different thing.
Mm.
So it's kind of like if they
They
call it
changed
like
the
climate
pattern or something.
cool. Well, it's almost like climate cool. It like it can be called climate cool, but it's some of them vary in thickness or you know what I mean, or pattern or
Mm.
material. And I was kind of just like, damn, man. But
Yeah, that would drive me nuts because when I find something that I really like, I usually buy a bunch of them
right.
because I know, like, okay, this is how this fits, this is how this looks. So I'll buy one in a couple of different colors. I'll buy them in different, like long sleeve and short sleeve, because I know how they fit and I know like where they would fit in my wardrobe.
Hmm.
So if they're changing around and the same item and calling different things by the same name, that makes shopping tricky.
It is. It is. And we're talking like I went back like 2 days later, not like a year later. Like, you know, I was just ready to buy more. I was just disappointed, man. But
Mm.
I will say I still have that shirt. It's probably 5 years old now. I still have it. Wash very heavily. I do not let Brienne go anywhere near it. You know, because
I know who does the laundry in your
yeah,
house.
the sun spell was enough. And
One and done.
this
She'll
last
never
one
make that
here,
mistake again.
yes, yeah. You know how many people reach out to me about this now too? Because Brienne, don't let Brienne near that. What do you think of the end peel? Don't let Brienne touch it. But here,
How did you get that Tag Heuer?
it's a funny story. So my father, well, I almost wore it today too, because technically that would be branching out within a Bond brand.
It would. Yeah. Tag
And the only
Heuer.
reason I didn't was because I had sat down, logged in here with you, and then what you can't see is this whole plethora of shit that makes it just daunting to even have to move and get up. I was just
Mm.
forget it. And then lastly, you got this on here in this picture too.
I do. Yeah. So this is kind of, like I said, I was going for the end of Casino Royale look here,
Hmm.
and I don't have the Casino Royale Seamaster 300, but I do have the Brosnan,
Yep.
which is more or less identical. There are a couple of small aesthetic changes that they made to it, but it's
Hmm.
basically the same watch. Um, so yeah, that's my Brosnan. I've had that one for a really long time. Special place in my heart. That would be the, you know,
Grandfather.
yeah, that was the grandfather one. So
Hmm.
if World War III were to break out and I needed to sell watches, that would be the one that I would keep.
Yep. Yep. And I've said this 100 times, probably one of the best watch stories I've ever heard. Hands down.
Yeah, yeah, that one is extra special.
Yeah.
And it's a good watch for so many different applications. I mean, that watch looks good when you're at the gym in shorts and sneakers and a t-shirt, and it
Hmm.
looks good with a black tie.
That's right. That's right. I couldn't agree more. So well now we'll jump into one of mine. We'll just bop back and forth here.
Sounds good.
So this one here, actually, maybe we'll play a game. Let's see if you can guess the brand. Let's do that.
Sapporo.
That's correct. This one, you're like Omega. I can't even tell if that's the
Yeah,
right
that
one though.
too.
It's
Omega
got to
too.
be.
I recognize
So
that.
this one, if you because I'm doing the slide thing, I can't do full screen. But if it's full screen on your end, if you can see here, if you can or you can't even see the mouse. Like I'm like using the mouse.
No,
So
I
you can see
tried.
it. So if you can see at the very bottom of the collar or even around the cuffs, there's a
Mhm.
pattern. That pattern may give it away, but do you have any idea what this brand is?
Let's see. I can't. I don't know if I can pick that up. Um, no, I can't tell. Is it from Billy Reed?
No, this is actually an Orlebar Brown long sleeve polo,
No way.
and I am
Wow.
obsessed with it. This is also it's fitted in all the right places.
Mm.
You know what
Not
I
too many
mean?
buttons.
Yeah, and I will say ever since Casino Royale, I have had an affinity for the long sleeve polo.
Mm.
And I
Yeah, I like.
really I know, and I mean, it's so versatile, and it kind of elevates like a casual look, I think. But the one thing about it was, oddly enough, I never purchased like a navy one to try to replicate his
Mm.
until probably a year ago, and then even sooner, which we'll get into that one. But yeah, so this one is just a an Orlebar brown. I think it's like a kind of like like a chalky green color. But yeah, so I
Yeah, I
think
like it.
that's that one. So we'll
What's the
jump
material
into
like?
that one. It's kind of like a if I had to compare it to something, I'd kind of say like a Ralph Lauren.
Okay,
It's definitely more, it's a little thicker, definitely not as breathable as like the
so it's like
Sunspell.
a PK cotton.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, not like a this is going to shrink like crazy cotton, but definitely a thicker, heavier material for sure.
Nice.
Which perfect segue once again.
Well, Sapporo is a Bond brand, by the way.
Is it really? Oh, from
Yeah,
You Only Live Twice?
it's from actually a book called The Man with the Red Tattoo. James Bond goes to the Sapporo brewery.
Well, now I'm going to carry that at all
Yeah.
times. Carry it
Oh yeah.
like I
Wear
own a
that.
bar.
Sapporo is a Bond brand.
So what is this one here? What are we looking at in this one?
All right. So this one, I've got a lot of Bond brands on here. I've
Hmm.
got a Sunspell Riviera Polo in, I think the color is called Brick, but I'm not 100% sure. Um,
With a
it,
P or with a B? Did you
with a
what?
B, yeah, yeah, with a B.
I think the
Like
color's
what New
called brick.
Yorkers what New Yorkers call winter weather. It's really cold. We say it's
Hmm.
brick outside. Um, and I've got 7 for All Mankind jeans and the Sperry Gold Cup boat shoes, which I love because they are so comfortable. They have insoles that make you feel like you're wearing sneakers, even though
Hmm.
you're wearing boat shoes. Pretty great. And I've got on the No Time to Die watch.
So with those, am I nuts, or are you wearing, is that a slightly, I guess we can go back to it. Is that a slightly lighter
Yeah, those
Sperry?
I have a couple pairs because this is one of those things that when I find something, and sometimes it's Bond, usually it's Bond that introduces me to an item of clothing, and if I like it, if I buy the Bond thing and I like it, I'll buy other colors, other styles, because once I find something I like, it becomes a staple, like the Sunspell Polo. I have them in every color of the rainbow because I
Right.
like how they look on me. I like how they fit. I like how they feel. They're comfortable, stylish. So yeah, those are the Sperry Gold Cups in like a tan baseball glove kind of color. I think the color is like, I think they just call it tan, but
Kind of like a
don't
camel
quote me on it.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are really nice. I've actually, is Sperry a brand you've been wearing a long time? Because I
I've
personally have for a very long time.
I've been wearing Sperry's since before I could tie my own shoes.
Hmm.
That's kind of like that is the summer shoe where I live.
Yeah.
Everybody wears them.
Yep. And then oddly enough, if those come untied, the most agitating shoes to ever keep tied
Oh, tell me about it.
ever, ever, ever again.
And how many times have you pulled the rawhide laces and they snap in your hands? It
Hmm.
happens to me all the time.
Apparently, the trick is super glue.
Okay,
You basically retie them, and then somewhere in the knot where people can't see, you just
couple drops of glue.
couple drops, and then allegedly never again. I mean, I've literally gone out. and
I've never
had
done. I'd be too afraid to ruin the leather.
oh yeah, exactly. And I've had the gold cups and the laces have ripped and I've gone out and replaced them with like because they've got other versions that are a little more high tech with like
Mm,
regular laces, but they match. You know, they're kind of like tri-colored laces. And I've
sure.
gone out and bought those and like made like basically like a custom shoe. So it's like I cannot deal with this anymore.
Yeah, I go through shoelaces a lot faster than I go through shoes. I replace the
Yeah,
laces a lot more often
yeah. Well, that's
because
a good thing, I
they
guess.
wear out. I mean, you pull them when you're tying a tight knot, and they break in your hands.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit because I know what type of shoes you are drawn to. So
Yeah,
hopefully replacing the laces is really all you'll have to do. But the next one for me, which you'll figure out pretty quick, what is that bad boy?
that looks like Tommy Bahama shirt you got going there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this one was kind of an accidental and may actually be I don't want to say the first, but it could be. I'm sure I'll get proven wrong later. Actually, no, it is the second. But this is one of the first technical branching out. So this is just something we've seen him wear, but in a completely different color.
Yep.
And it was basically just out of necessity. When I went to order it, they didn't. This was when the black and basically every other color was sold out. Every size, every color, everything. And I'm sure I know you have this because I think we're going to see it here in a second. Actually, something slightly similar, and they run a little big.
They do.
So
Tommy Bahama is built for the average American customer, which means that it's cut generously.
mhm, the average American dad,
Yeah,
Floridian
exactly.
retiree, and now you got a bunch of us nut jobs tooling around in this.
I
But
gotta tell you, I love this shirt. I
me too.
own 3 of them now. It's one of those things that I bought because I saw it on Bond, and I'm a sucker for the Bond stuff. I'm gonna buy the Bond stuff,
Mhm.
and I fell in love with it, and I bought them in other colors because I really liked it.
So, two-part question for you.
Mhm.
So, I mean, for starters, would you say this is one of the ones you bought multiple of also because the price point is so great?
That helps. It
Yeah.
certainly does help. I will shop when I need something. I will shop when they're having their sales.
Mhm.
So that is usually a good time to pick up multiples, and especially different colors from the colors that Bond wears.
Right.
That's usually a good tip. Sometimes the Bond colors are full price, but something a little bit different, like what you're wearing here, is a little bit less expensive. So
Yep.
if you want to like make it your own and save a couple bucks, that's not a bad way to go.
Exactly. And then second part of the question, you were just in Florida, and I
I
know
was.
you frequent Florida. Have you ever gone into a Tommy Bahama and seen this item?
I've never seen this actual shirt in a Tommy
Mhm.
Bahama store. I've
Neither have
seen
I. Neither
similar
have I.
ones,
Yeah.
short sleeve, solid colored shirts, which I also wear from Tommy Bahama, but I have not seen the actual James Bond Catalina shirt. Ah, there we
Mhm.
go, that one.
Yeah, see? Like, it's like,
I
bang,
knew
man. Um,
this right here.
yeah, and the segue, and to be honest with you, I don't even think I did that on purpose as far as where these
That's funny.
slides lie within, because we're on slide 10 for you, we're on slide like 2 for me. So it's like, but yeah, I've checked many times and they don't carry it. And it's funny to me because they do have that. I don't even know if it's a stereotype. I think they try to cater towards, maybe a middle-aged
Yeah,
gentleman.
yeah.
And they
Especially with
do,
some of their patterns, the solid
yes.
shirts. I think anybody can wear.
I was gonna say the ones that they have similar in store are exactly that, but with like leaves
Yeah, yeah.
and translucent different like fish and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
But
I'm not at that level yet, but
no,
I will wear a solid red, blue, black, white, off
yeah,
white all day,
there would be
as you can see.
riots in the street if that ever happened. But yeah, I've checked many times, and the thing about that brand is they actually, I mean, their stuff is obviously very nice
Oh
patterns.
yeah, the
You know,
quality is fantastic.
yeah, and they've got like I gravitate towards they've got some like quarter zips that are nice and some different silk things such as that shirt, but with the short sleeve one like you have on here, is this
Mhm.
one that you kind of were like, I'm gonna go the same route, but just short sleeve because of where I am, Florida or whatever? Or is this something you saw in the store and said, this is similar, fits similar, I'm gonna pick this piece up?
Actually, funny story about this shirt that I'm
Don't
wearing
tell
at
me
this
it was your dad's.
bottom. It
Don't tell.
wasn't. This was actually a gift from John Broughton, Bespoke JB,
Okay.
who found I don't know where he found them, but he found a bunch of them on clearance, and he's like, I know these are short sleeves and Bond wears the long sleeve, but he bought a bunch of them that were super cheap, and I traded him a couple of cigars. He's like, I got this shirt for you because it's your size and I found it cheap. I'm like, okay, here's a pack of cigars for your trouble. And so it was a gift. I'm wearing it kind of as a tribute to Bond, but also as a tribute to John.
Yeah.
We'll say other Bond brands. I've got the Varney shades on
Mhm.
here, and a pair of shorts from Canali, which is a Bond brand in the novel Carte Blanche.
Nice. See, this is, I mean, could I have chosen a better co-host for this episode?
I practice what I preach. I mean,
Yep.
this is I discover brands through Bond, and if I like them, but that's where I shop.
Right. Right. And the thing with this item too is it's kind of, I mean, it's a short sleeve version of the long sleeve, but we've seen him wear
It's
something
the short sleeve version of the long
of the
sleeve.
long sleeve, short sleeve version of the long sleeve. It's the turtleneck version of the mock neck. But it kind of, if you were to wear something underneath this and unbutton it, it's like a slightly more elevated version of like the Casino Royale, beginning piece, like the
Yeah,
Madagascar,
you could say that, and I could see a shirt like this working for James Bond because Bond would be carrying a gun on his hip at like the 4 o'clock position, and this shirt would blouse out and conceal his gun.
right. Great piece. And
Yeah,
I'm very happy you
thank you,
didn't tell me
John.
this was your dad's
No,
because
it's not
holy
my.
shit, that actually would have been hilarious, but I'm glad. So actually, I missed some here. Little zoom in for the Tommy Bahama. So that's, that's the color of it.
Sweet,
A little bit better picture, whatever. Let's move on.
nice
Terrible.
timepiece you're rocking there.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the NATO. See, I got really blue on blue on blue. To
Yep.
quote David, why so blue? Next one. Why so blue again? So this was a later edition. I had found a long sleeve navy polo in stores probably a year or 2 years ago. And then this was after we had discovered the brand of the Casino Royale polo, but
Mhm.
obviously they don't make that exact one anymore. So I ordered this one and I love this shirt. I absolutely love this shirt. It is another very forgiving shirt, fits great and pretty breathable and stylish as hell. I love this one. It's a great
And
piece.
who made it?
This is Massimo Dutti.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got a couple pictures with that one there posing with name that brand.
It looks like a Stella Artois.
Better be because it's in the goblet. There's my
That's
dad
right.
there in the corner. Shout out.
Hey,
Funny
Mr.
story about my
Taggart.
dad is he gave me this watch. It's a tag. And
I
but
don't think I've ever heard that story.
no, it's a good one. I'll tell you one day. But
You
you know
should
what?
back up to the last picture, though. You had another pseudo Bond brand on because I know you and I
Yes. See,
we
I'm kind
touched
of
on
missing. Yeah. So
we
okay.
we touched on these some time ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I wasn't
Okay.
I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to reveal, but now
You were being coy, but that's
yeah.
okay because you should. So, see, I've done a lot of homework on your images and none on mine. So I
Mm.
just keep leaving out. And if you look closely behind me, that's a BMW. And then no.
There you go.
So those are the Ray
Branching
Bans.
out. It's a Bond brand that Bond didn't use. A BMW
Exactly.
SUV.
Exactly. So these are the Ray-Ban sunglasses that were allegedly going to be in No Time to Die. Had to be custom ordered. And you and I were doing an Instagram live one night,
Hmm.
and I asked you without knowing, truly without knowing that you knew, and without knowing like that you know people in the industry and all this jazz. But I just simply said, word on the street is there's some sort of rumor that we may see Bond wearing a pretty unbelievably famous sunglass brand, and you just happen to be the right person to ask because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I know, and I can't tell you,
Yep.
and they're not white Oakleys, and that's basically all you gave me.
You're right.
So,
Oh, I, to paraphrase a Daniel Craig quote, I think I would slit my wrists if I saw Bond wearing white Oakleys.
oh my God, I watch that interview all the time when he goes on Colbert and he's like,
Yep.
I answered with kind of a dumb answer, and whatever. But yeah, so these were interesting. I'm glad you pointed them out because
Yeah, they're great shades. They really
yeah,
are.
oh, they're fan freaking tastic,
They
and
almost look like Zoran's shades.
yeah, yeah, just not as 80s, and
Right.
and oddly enough, I ordered these in a size smaller than normal
Mm.
because I kind of wanted them to be a little more, because I've had many Ray-Ban aviators in the past, and they're
Who hasn't?
sometimes after a while, exactly, they can get a little flimsy,
Oh yeah.
especially like bending out. And
Yep.
I was kind of like, I think if I order them a little smaller, it'll just make everything look just a little tighter and more firm and more, and it, believe it or not, it actually worked. They're by far my favorite aviators that I've ever owned.
They look nice.
Thank you. Thank you. And you were right too with pseudo Bond brand, but I believe there is a Bond girl who wears Ray-Bans, and I'm gonna need you to help me out here. Who is
There
it?
is. Nomi wears them in No Time to Die.
Okay. It wasn't there one a little farther back too? Maybe I'm nuts.
Gosh, there probably is. And
I
I
think there is, but they're ugly. Oh, you know who I think it is? I think it's Miranda Frost. I think she might be wearing
You know
some
what? I think you're right. I believe she does
Ray-Bans.
wear Ray-Bans. And nobody, I don't think, has ever identified the aviators that Timothy Dalton wears in The Living Daylights. They
Right.
very well could be black Ray-Bans. They look like black Ray-Ban aviators, but no one's ever.
Yeah. So there's another pick, another third
There
pick.
you go. Speaking of Bond girls,
Speaking of Bond girls, my lovely fiance, whose name I will not mention because then people start bombarding her and saying,
Beyonce.
"Why are you with Luke? He's trash." But the reason I have these three pictures on here is because these are three different occasions, and obviously you buy something, you're gonna wear it all the time.
Sure.
But it's versatile, as in one of them's kind of a celebratory dinner, one of them's just kind of a casual around the town shopping, whatever else. It's just very, and you can match any bottoms to this, whether they're
Mm.
black jeans, gray slacks, khaki chinos, literally anything.
There's something ubiquitous about a blue polo. Everybody looks good in one. It goes with everything. That's like style 101. Get yourself a blue polo.
Yeah.
Get several of them. Get one that's made well and fits well and looks good.
And highly encourage to stick with the Sunspell too, because and that one's fantastic. But like you said earlier, Sunspell, I can't say enough good things about Sunspell.
Oh, I love them. I have, like I said, I have in all colors. I've got a couple long sleeve ones. I have a ton of short sleeve ones. I have some other Sunspell items that I did not take pictures of myself wearing because nobody needs to see me in my
underwear.
boxer briefs.
I know what you mean. I've seen them. I've seen you in them, and I would appreciate
a very
it.
select few gets to see that.
Yeah, I'm glad I made that
blog
list.
on YouTube.
So with the segues are unreal because we get to the steamy pick.
Oh no!
The what's up, baby? This is Kyle, aka Easy Smiles. Steal your girl.
You selected.
Oh no, there's multiple. I chose them all because
all right.
The beauty of the pictures Kyle sends is there's so many different angles, and this is just the one that I have oddly enough gone straight to Meyer and blown up, and it's on the ceiling in my bedroom. So Brianne and I just look up at Kyle each night and thank each other for being alive and being friends with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, all I'm trying to do here is do the Luke Taggart modeling poses. I'm not as good as you are. I've just
Like
maybe,
if
like
you
I said,
sent this to a girl, I have a feeling she's immediately knocking on your door.
well, then maybe I should set up a Bumble or a Hinge or something with this as my profile pic.
Grinder. We'll move on. We'll move on.
It'll probably get more hits than.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is that shirt?
So this is a brand new shirt that I just got, and it is now sitting at the dry cleaners. This is a Turnbull and Asser exclusive shirt from their last season
Mhm.
that was on sale when they had their January sale. So I picked up a handful of shirts during their last round of winter sale, which was pretty great. And so it's got like an orange overcheck and a plaid the classic 3-button Turnbull cuffs.
Yep.
And the cool thing about Turnbull exclusive shirts is that pattern doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. So only Turnbull and Asser customers can get that exact pattern.
Right.
So I've got it on with a pair of gray slacks, and it looks like church's shoes and the No Time to Die watch.
So when you're ordering from Turnbull,
Mhm.
and say you order something a little more black tie,
Mhm.
even just like a little more elevated dress shirt, and then when you order something like this, which could be a very just, it's a full on dress shirt, but it's casual. It's a casual
Yep.
pattern.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Is
wear this with a suit and tie. This is just
right.
like this is a Friday at work.
So would you say the sizing runs true with it? Like if you say you're like a 16 neck and like, 32 sleeve or something, 34 sleeve, can you
Yep.
order that in every single one of these different occasional sweaters or shirts?
The way their sizing works, they do it all by whatever your collar size is. So I wear what in English sizing is a size 39, US sizing 15 and a half collar. And
So,
that automatically their pattern is cut with a 34 or 35-inch sleeve, which
okay.
just so happens to be my sleeve size.
So you just get it tailored if need
Yeah,
be.
I hit the pattern size for 15 and a half. But I do occasionally buy made to measure shirts from Turnbull, which fit me pretty much the same, maybe like a half a notch better when they're made to measure as opposed to off the peg. But I guess I was born lucky that I have the body type that fits Turnbull 15 and a half pretty much right on the money.
Mhm. Speaking of body type, hitting the gym in this picture, another like, come over and I'll lay it down for you. But yeah,
I've
I
got
mean,
I've got some upper body strength, but I need to work on that beer gut.
no, no, no. Jokes aside, you look fantastic, man. You really do. And
I try, and that's the thing about when you find something that works for you.
that's right.
Something like one thing that you look great in, buy a bunch of them and buy
Mhm.
them in different cuts and not different cuts. Buy them in different colors and different styles because they work for you.
Exactly. And the thing with this is we've talked about this so many times. It really helps when you just, not only does the brand work for you and the sizing, but it's when it's tailored well to your body. It doesn't matter your body shape or size, is if it's tailored to you, it usually looks much better than obviously, off the rack. But I mean,
No doubt.
they do a great job with these shirts. They really, really do.
They do. And like I said, I think I'm just lucky that I have the sample size. Like I'm a stock 15 and a half.
Mhm.
But I do, like I said, occasionally buy made to measure shirts that are made specifically for me that fit even better. And I
Right.
think there's one coming up, but I won't spoil the
I
surprise.
think you're right. I think you're right. So my next one is pretty easy to guess, but this is a Barber
Nice.
windbreaker.
Nice.
So this actually, I would still say that they're my tailor. They're
What's
just a
happened
little
to your head and your legs?
well, that's camo. Decided to go hunting that day for the first time in my life. So this one, I actually took this picture because the pictures I have wearing it look a lot like this.
Ah,
So
well,
you know what I mean? They look.
so they look better.
Exactly. I see one thing in this picture, and that's a hot
Right.
blonde chick.
Yeah. I'm not,
Yeah.
you,
So
you could be wearing a clown suit and I wouldn't know.
exactly, which that's coming up, but it's
Okay.
just it's same brand as Roger Moore,
Yeah.
just different color.
I think it was
So
Brioni or I don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah. I think it's Brioni.
Anderson and Shepard.
Yeah, I think the nose is Brunello Cucinelli, and I
Right.
think
Right. And the wig was from Turnbull.
yeah, no, Benson and Clegg actually
Benson
did
and
the
Clegg. Okay,
wig,
that's who made the
believe
wig.
it or not. So this one here, the funny story about this piece is, for starters, just the way they have it sitting on that mannequin. I'm like, this looks so good because
Hmm.
it's a Barber windbreaker
Yep.
and it's got that signature like Barber zipper. And
Hmm.
then at the same time, the way it looks with a casual button down, I was like, this is perfect. I wear this to work all the time. Fast
Yep.
forward COVID. Um, but the other thing with this is this tailor is in Birmingham, which Harris will know. Um, they have all Barber in their store 50% off.
Well, you can't beat
Everything.
that.
Everything. And we're talking like something like the Skyfall jacket they don't have, but they have many wax jackets and they're probably, I'd say, between 10 to 15 different designs. And then they have a whole fleet of button down Barber stuff along
Yeah,
with these.
they make some really nice sports shirts.
Oh yeah. And you'll see a couple here on my side in a second, but like I wanted to tell them, you know, why are you doing this? And I made the mistake. So they are Korean, the people who own
Hmm.
this shop, and I made the mistake of bringing Jason Kim in there with me one time, and they were speaking to each other in Korean, and I was sitting there thinking, if he's telling them
To
that they should
raise
be
their
charging full
prices.
price, I'm gonna kill him. He's like
Yes.
sitting there like he's like, you realize this idiot keeps coming in here and like robbing you guys blind, and you just like don't care. Like you can charge 400 for this jacket, and this kid's walking out of here like he's like freaking Elvis, just like buying the whole store, like fucking. But yeah, so this I actually wore today, and I was inspired to wear it today after piecing this little presentation together last night. But this one I absolutely love, and I think it does have the little toggles
Mm.
on the
Is
bottom.
it waxy?
No, it's it's 100% like windbreaker,
Okay.
very light, very
Like
light.
you could wear for golf or something like that.
Yes, yes, but lined. As you can see there, it's got a little bit of a lining to it. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's 26 degrees here today, and I wore it today. So, still finds a way to
Pretty
be,
warm.
yeah, warm and yet cool at the same time. Like, what?
Mm.
So, there's that. And then the sleeves, actually, which you can't see, but they have like a Velcro strap so you can tighten the sleeves, and
Cool.
have them a little more barrel shaped
You
if
want to
you
tuck in your
prefer.
gloves or something.
Exactly. Or expose the watch. That's usually why I do it.
Right.
Just I
Yep.
choke it. So it's like the only thing you're like your hands are purple, but that's a sick watch. That's a cool
That's
watch,
all that
man.
matters.
But
Don't touch the watch.
we're gonna have to remove your hand. So this next piece, I think may be what you were talking about here. This one?
Yep. Yeah, that is
Here we go.
a made to measure Turnbull shirt with cocktail cuffs, kind of like Sean Connery and Roger Moore, and
Yep.
now Daniel Craig has actually brought back the cocktail cuffs.
Yep.
This one has it's a white shirt with like a very fine purple hairline stripe.
These are the same shirt, right?
Yes, same shirt. No,
No, I was gonna say shit. Big
no,
difference. Yeah.
two different
Okay, so I
shirts.
only have one picture of this one. So yeah, there's this one here.
Yep.
And then what are the
I've got a
pants?
Burberry belt on actually, which is another Bond brand.
Very nice. Very
Yep.
nice. I'm a big fan of that brand too. What are the pants?
Those came from I get most of my like the slacks that I wear to work from a local tailor, Amityville Men's Shop. Shout out to Warren, the tailor over there. And so I don't know the brand. I think they specialize in a lot of like lesser known, not brand name stuff. So I buy like my work slacks from them, supporting a local business. Etro is one that they carry.
Okay.
Some of them are Calvin Klein, but a lot of like
Obscure.
small, obscure, no name
Yeah.
brands that I work with the tailor over there, and he knocks me out some nice work slacks that
Yeah.
fit the
That's
bill.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting too because the tailor I showed you, a second ago with that barber jacket, they have a full store of everything,
Mm.
but then they're kind of like 40 minutes away. Where I've got a tailor, like as a tailor, I think is a little better, literally a mile down the road.
Mm.
But if I make the trek out there, chances are something barber is coming
It's
home
coming home
because
with
I
you.
mean their shirts. We're talking $200 shirts they're charging like $65 for.
That's amazing.
So, 2
That's
things.
really amazing.
Steal, number 1, number 2, Jason Kim never allowed back in there with me.
Yep. Don't
Never
give
ever.
away don't give away the secret,
Yeah,
Jake.
like, if he goes in there and they don't have his size and he just feels rebellious and tells them, like, to stop doing that to spite me, um,
That'll be the last time he ever goes in that store.
I will flip. I will flip. So, quick change of direction here. So, this one is 2, let's see if you can point them out. 2 Bond brands branched out from. What do you
Uh,
think they are here?
I've got the RGT jacket,
Yep.
and that looks like a Carhartt hat.
So the jacket is the actual jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually the Carhartt hat, which is technically branching out because of
Yep.
his navy cap. And
Mm-hmm.
those are also slightly different color palladium boots at the bottom there.
Okay. Do you like those?
I do. I do. I will say I think they run a little big.
Okay. I'm
So
thinking about getting a pair. Everybody's got to shovel snow. So
yep. Yeah. If you can find a half size smaller, that is what I would recommend for sure.
good tip.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been telling pretty much anybody who asks me, but, yeah, I mean,
The Pampa
uh,
cuff or whatever.
yes, yes, and it's like, I can't remember the name now. I did a whole review on this very
W
channel.
WT cuff something.
Yeah, yeah, it's like,
I'm familiar with the boots. I just
yeah.
don't have
Well,
the.
this is another kind of like what you said earlier about the history. This is a brand that's been around for freaking ever, and they actually started making tires.
Hmm.
Was actually their first product, hence like moving into the shoes with the soles, the rubber soles, but
Mhm.
I think they were like the exclusive shoe for the French army at one point in time, or the
Makes
French
sense.
Foreign Legion or something, and then eventually started moving into kind of like a very widespread military boot for many different countries and armed forces, which is really cool.
Where are they based?
I want to say they are still in France.
They're a French company. Okay.
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah. But yeah, big fan of these. And the thing with this was, um, a lot of people were worried, trying to get the exact color, but this was one a little similar to the Tommy Bahama where I was like, this color looks good with a lot of different
Yep.
types of pants. So once, there was a point in time where they kind of thought they identified the color, and then Palladium like denied it. They were like, I think they admitted to it and said that's right, and then took it back. And then I was just like, I can't follow this. I like the ones I have,
Yep.
and that's why I kind of just took a shot in the dark and just chose the color. If you happen to be wearing these, great. If not, no, I no skin off my back.
That's actually a really good point because sometimes the color that Bond has, I might like a different one, like the same piece but different color. I have the Church's Rider 3 suede boots, and I bought them in like I think they call it like snuff suede. It's like a more of a tan suede as
Yeah.
opposed to dark brown chocolate colored that he wears in Quantum of Solace, just because I like it better. I think it looks better with my jeans.
Yeah. And do you feel like with that particular color it matches more things? Or at least more things that you would wear?
Yeah, I just like how it looks with my wardrobe better. I'm not opposed to. I mean, one day down the line, would I buy a pair in the chocolate colored suede? Probably,
Right.
but I bought the ones that I bought just because I liked it better, and it looks better with the stuff in my closet.
Yeah. I think one of the main reasons I started doing this too was because you start to see him wearing certain things, and in your own life, you're like, could I wear it? First you're like, could I wear it ever? And if you can say yes to that,
Mhm.
and there is options of multiple colors, you're like, well, I personally don't wear like a lot of gold
Me
jewelry
either.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if I saw him wearing a gold Seamaster and they made the exact same thing in a stainless steel, I'd probably, for when it's that much money,
Yep.
I'd probably just go with the stainless steel.
I agree. When we're talking about, because a lot of these things are luxury brands,
Hmm.
uh, it has to, if you're laying out that amount of cash, it has to be something that you feel connected to and that you are going to actually use. I
Right.
don't believe in buying things and just like sticking them on a shelf and saying like, oh yeah, these are the same boots that James Bond wore in Quantum of Solace. No, the reason I bought those boots is because I want to wear them. I
Right.
want to throw them on with a pair of jeans and a Sunspell polo and look money.
Exactly. Exactly.
And they're
So,
also comfortable as hell.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's the
It
thing. If you're
doesn't
gonna
hurt.
spend, that kind of money, it's got to be practical for you individually.
Totally.
You know.
Totally. It has to work for your lifestyle. Otherwise it's not worth it. At least
Right.
it isn't to me. Like I said, I don't buy these things as museum pieces. I
Yeah.
buy them because to make them part of my wardrobe.
Right. Right. Exactly. And then this one, I think we probably got another Turnbull.
Yep, this looks like I've got a Termal Asser exclusive shirt, 3-button cuff. Looks like a Church's belt, Calvin Klein slacks, and the Omega Aquaterra from Skyfall.
Nice. Very nice. And I think I actually may have a cuff picture of this one, or is that something different?
No, that's the made to measure cocktail
Okay.
that
God
I had on.
damn it.
Yeah, you mixed up the order. That's okay. It's not
Well,
that important. They're all Termal and Asser shirts. They're all wonderful.
they're all fantastic. They're all
Yeah.
fantastic. They all
Yep.
look great on you. Here's a little
Soft
honorable
cotton
mention.
poplin and
See,
mother
look
of
at
pearl buttons.
legit,
Look at all
like
that.
just a
Look at all these
mild,
Bond brands. Just
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 so these are the
everywhere.
actual gloves though, correct?
These are gloves from Spectre. These are the Aniel gloves that Bond wears in a couple of scenes in Spectre. He's got these on when he goes to visit Mr. White, and he's got
Mm.
these on when he goes to the Hoffler Clinic.
You know how I feel about the Mr. White outfit.
I do. I've only just bought these. I will say they run a little small.
Hmm.
I like them. I'm very happy with my purchase, but they do run small.
Yeah. Yeah, and you told me that a couple weeks ago when you got them. Have you felt like they've stretched out a little bit since then?
To be honest with you, it hasn't been cold enough for me to wear them
I
yet.
kind of
So,
figured you might say that too because you were in Florida and all that too.
I,
So
well, I, I was in Florida for a couple of days, and we've just been lucky here where the weather has been 50 degrees or warmer here in New York. So I haven't really had the opportunity to test them out in the wild yet.
right,
Like I said, I'm happy with the purchase. It's the most supple, soft leather I've ever felt. They're lined, they're warm. I haven't had the need for them yet.
that's good. That's good. And I'm kind of thinking too. Would you want them to stretch? Would you almost feel like that's like, is this like not? I feel like if it's as well made as it should be, maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't want them to stretch because I don't want them to like loosen up too much. I just want a little bit more dexterity.
Yeah,
You want to be able to make a fist.
yeah. Break them in a little bit.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. So next one here, the Billy Reed Peacoat
Love it.
from
Great coat.
Skyfall, but in like a light gray. So excuse the pose here. I hate this pose. And this was
This
another one where
this is Luke Taggart modeling at its finest.
this is Luke. This is modeling 101 from a former model who clearly
Yep.
wasn't very good at it. And
And
so,
this is why you're better than I am at the
oh, I
posing.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, you know what it is? I think the trick to getting a good model pose is take a picture where you're worried about people staring at you and laughing at you. So you're just kind of like already just like kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like kind of like, Brian, take the picture. Brian, take the
Well, see, and
'cause-
that's the real difference. A lot of these photos you're having Brienne take, and she can tell you what looks good and
right.
stand like this, move like that. I'm using a selfie stick, So
Right. You know what though? She hates that no teeth smile that I do.
mm,
Hates it. And it's that is also modeling 101.
mm,
You know, the more you, it's not a whole thing about showing teeth. It's more of a smolder. And
yeah.
she can't stand that. Can't stand it. But whatever, we'll move on. You
She's
buy
still marrying you.
yeah, you
What else do you have going on with this coat? Because
so
it's a beautiful coat.
I believe the I think the only other so I mean, yeah, so that one was one where this one I actually made the you know what? So I was wrong. This actually is number one first ever branching out from a
Okay.
Bond brand that I've done. So this was a completely conscious decision. The navy, you know, for my everyday, it wasn't gonna. It was either black or gray for me,
Mm.
you know, and especially because in the film it looks black.
Hmm.
You know, it just looks. I mean, no
It
debate
does.
about it. Just flat out looks
It's
black.
very darkly lit.
Yeah.
Those.
And you know, once seeing the navy in person, you can tell that it's navy. So I went with this color because I think what's best about this is it shows off every aspect of this coat. You know, all the leather, that brown leather he's got in each pocket and on the collar, you really see. It just really pops. So that is the main reason I chose this color. And I've one of my by far one of my favorite pieces.
So you've got who made the sunglasses and the
So
scarf,
so
the
the
glove.
sunglasses are Ray-Ban.
Looks like it.
Yep, and then, those are kinda like a Wayfa or no, forgot what they call
Clubmaster.
'em. Yes, Clubmaster, but, like, they're, like, actually, like, all steel.
Cool.
So those are sweet because 'cause they're thinner and a little more, you know, versatile. The pants are Lucky brand.
Okay.
I
Yep.
believe the shoes are Steve Madden, and the
Okay.
scarf is Calvin Klein.
Nice.
Yeah,
Gloves.
yeah. But yeah, really the only main, you know, other than the Ray-Ban, the Billy Reed, but yeah, man, I love that coat. I love that coat. Do you have one of
It
these?
looks great. I do not. I'm like one of the
Surprised.
last people in the Bond community who does not own a Billy Reed Pete coat.
Yeah, well,
I
I
have
don't
a
own the Skyfall coat,
that
so we're on
I've
the
had
same
for like
page.
20 years, but I don't have the Billy Reed one.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I need to get the Skyfall one, so maybe one day you and I can go hit both places together
That
because
would
you
be
know, they
fun.
just the Skyfall barbers just, you know, at every Target in America. So, what about
You
this
have that coat, the Skyfall
No,
Barber,
I need that. That I need because
and
that
it's
is
funny. Apart from watches and sunglasses, which I wear sunglasses pretty much every day unless it's raining,
me too,
and
yep.
I wear a watch every single day. Apart from those things, the Skyfall Barber jacket might be the most worn piece of Bond kit that I own. I wear
Yeah,
that jacket all the time. I mean,
as it should.
it rains a lot in New York in the fall,
Yeah,
so that thing gets a lot of wear.
yeah, that is I would say top 5 sartorial pieces from all of Bond, if
Mm,
not top 3,
it's a great
and,
look.
that one I never bought because I needed to get really hammer out the size because that
Mm.
is not something available around here.
It is
So,
slim.
yeah, and I've heard like, arm pockets are really high and, you know, so different things. So that was one Jason Kim, to bring him up again, he has it, and I tried his on. I can't remember if it was the right size or a little too big, I can't remember. But yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him. Next time I see him, I'm just gonna have to try it on again and then
Yeah.
just pull the trigger. But, of
My
course, I've
my
missed sales
suggestion
and things
is
like
to
that.
size up on the chest, and if you need to, have the sleeves shortened because it's a very slim fitting
Oh,
jacket.
okay, okay. Yeah, we'll try that. So, these next few of yours, um, you didn't actually send to me. I pulled these myself from Instagram.
That's
So
fine.
these are gonna catch you off guard
It'll
completely,
be a
but
memory test.
yeah, and this is me. I think I know you pretty well now, and I think I picked out what should be Bond brands.
Okay.
So we will see. So we'll start with this one here.
Ooh, yeah. We've got one Bond brand on display here. That's a shirt from Turnbull. That's a Royal Oxford shirt with a
Okay.
button-down collar and their, again, signature 3-button cuffs. That's kind of like their trademark. The sweater is from J. Crew.
Nice. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yep. So you can, and I do
Pre-bankruptcy.
this. I do this a lot. Yeah, pre-bankruptcy. I do this a lot where like I I buy things if they're well made and they look good and they fit well. It doesn't price doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
So I'll mix in Terminal Nasser with J. Crew. I'll mix in Barbeau and Banana Republic and
Mhm.
Peeled Banana Republic. So if something is well made and it looks good, does the brand name matter and does the price tag matter?
Right. Absolutely not. I've done that with once we started seeing those images of the Connolly Gabino, which as you know, I eventually picked up, but
Yep.
I bought a Banana Republic version that I believe I did this once before and I'm going to do it again. Somebody in the community had posted this frugal version, and I don't even think it was a frugal thing he was more so going for. It was kind of like a available now and easy to get because it was new. It was brand new. So you can go to any Banana Republic and find it. And
Mm-hmm.
I picked that up and I loved that. And we're talking it's an eighth of the price,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
even more.
There's nothing wrong with Banana Republic and J. Crew. They make some really good stuff.
They do. They
You
do.
can kind of capture the Bond look by wearing pieces from those brands.
Yeah. And you're familiar with this look too, because we spoke about this last time you and I chat with Lorenzo and Connor. The look from Benjamin Button, where he's wearing that green cardigan, white
Sure.
t-shirt, and the
Yep.
khakis. I found a Banana Republic version of that, and it was actually quite expensive. Like I think upwards of 250, but it was from like a vintage line or a vintage collection, and that could also be considered one of the nicer items I have. And it's from Banana Republic
Mhm.
because it's so heavy and it's so well made. You know what I mean? It's just I had it on the other day. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like nobody would ever think Banana Republic
Yeah.
if they were to try it on.
They make some really good stuff.
They do. They
High
do.
quality material.
Next one here. I'm wearing it right now. This bad boy,
There you go.
Zoolander.
Mhm.
What do you think this one is? And I think I've told you, but what do you think this one is?
Is that from Billy Reed?
This is Billy Reed. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
quilted jacket. So they
And
actually just
I'll tell you how I can tell.
yeah.
The snaps are off center.
Ah, that's right.
Yep. That's kind of like a little Billy Reed giveaway
Little
for
Billy Reed staple.
those of you who may or may not know the brand.
This is another thing I love, and I'm kind of starting to fall in love with that brand because I've branching out the first time with just a different color, but now this is just flat out something
Just
he
a
hasn't
totally
worn at
different.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of this one, and a little bit of a close up here on the kind of the material there. So it's like a quilted, and then it's funny too because that was like a couple days later, David had done that, sent me a winter white, something similar. And he's like, "Do you know where this is from?" I was like, "It's Billy Reed." He's like, "No, it's from Target." I was like, "Oh." So I just bought Billy Reed stuff when I probably could have found it at Target.
Well, the workmanship might be a little bit different.
Slightly because
Quality of material.
I ended up buying that thing and it showed up with the button hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was like a button like this, like snap down button. I was like, "That's awesome." Next
Yeah,
one.
Billy Reed makes some great stuff. The Pensacola polo shirt,
Yep.
great shirt. I love Billy Reed pants, like their dress slacks are really good. They
Yep. Did
make
we talk
really
about the
good
Pensacola
socks.
thing?
We might have talked about
So
that on a
oddly
previous
enough,
chat.
when I was sitting at that restaurant, as you saw earlier with the Sapporo and the Orla Bar Brown shirt, David had texted me saying that Billy Reed was having a sale. So I ordered 3 of the Pensacola shirts. He's like, "You're a
Mhm.
medium, hands down." So I look like a stuffed sausage in those fucking things. So then I text him and tell him, and he goes, "I ordered 3 small, and I also look like a stuffed sausage
Mm.
in mine." And we're convinced that they may have changed the sizing
Hmm.
because
That's
I'm a medium in the Sunspell.
Hmm.
So he was like, "It runs very similar to that." So I actually sent
I would
David
have
mine.
thought, yeah.
Yeah. So that was when I felt a little robbed because I had heard a lot about the Pensacola polo.
It's a
And I
good
was
shirt.
really excited for it. So, and then of course, when I went back to order a size larger, they were all gone.
Yeah, that
So
sucks.
on to the next one. I have a feeling we're going to continue with the turnbull trend here.
No, actually,
Ooh,
this is
did I strike out completely here?
well, I got an
Hope not.
Omega.
Okay.
I've got an Omega. I've got what am I smoking there? It's not a Delectado. I think
Romeo?
Omega might be the only
Really?
Bond brand I've got on here. That's a J. Crew shirt.
Okay.
Those are pants I mentioned from Amityville Men's Shop,
Mhm.
my local tailor who makes me my dress slacks. Those shoes are Bruno Mali, which
Okay.
those of you who remember the O.J. Simpson murder trial would know that Bruno Mali shoes were used as evidence.
Yeah, that's wonderful news. That's wonderful. So, I mean, even no Burberry belt or anything on here?
Might be a Burberry belt. I can't really
We're gonna
tell.
say it is. We're
Yeah,
gonna say it
sure.
is before I
Let's
get
go.
lampooned in the
You know
comments.
what? Knowing me, because I wore those shoes to work today, and I have my Burberry belt on. I usually coordinate those two things. So
Yeah.
yeah, knowing me, that's probably what I'm wearing.
Good. 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 Because I
Yeah.
was getting worried there for a hot sec. So for my next one, All Saints.
Okay.
So this was actually a still that
Daniel
I
Craig
kind of
brand.
stole. Yes, yes. So and this one I did a whole YouTube video on how this should be a Bond brand. The problem is a lot of their stuff has that ram skull logo. This
Mm.
does, you kind of can't really see it because of the way
Yep.
but it's there, and
I
that's
kind of know where it
actually
is. Yep.
yeah, yeah, and that's actually a T-shirt underneath that's also All Saints. But I have a lot of All Saints stuff, and I will say if I had to give them a negative review, their T-shirts don't seem to be the best quality. I get really annoyed when the neck does not hold up. This actually is an All Saints shirt here.
Yeah.
That just, oh my God, pisses me off.
Yeah.
But aside from that, this
Eventually, they look like Scoopy. You
yeah,
don't want.
it just looks like, it looks old, I mean, like I have many All Saints t-shirts. I probably have 6 or 7 and only maybe 1 or 2 have held up and the rest, jokes aside, look like they could have been used in No Time to Die when he's carrying the fish in. But instead of having to purposely beat the shit out of them, they already look like they are.
Mm.
And it's like I don't do anything even remotely like that when I'm wearing an All Saints t-shirt.
Right.
So, that perturbs me, if you will.
Well, maybe that's how you use them towards the end of their lifespan.
I guess.
Throw them on for gardening or fishing or whatever sort of dirty activity you get yourself up
Yeah. Still looking like a stuffed sausage. All right, this one I mean, I know the watch for sure, but how about this one here?
Wow, you picked a really good one.
Good.
Because this was the night that I was lucky enough, and you were as well, to see an advanced screening of No Time to Die.
Yes. Okay.
And this was what I wore, and I was trying to capture something from every single era of James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wearing a Turnbull and Asser Dr. No shirt with the cocktail cuffs. It's pretty much dead on balls accurate to the shirts that Connery wears in Dr. No. It has a wider spread collar and the turnback 2-button cocktail.
Is that a little My Cousin Vinny reference there too?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
boy.
you picked up on that. I'm also wearing a suit from Brioni.
Very
It's
nice.
a Brioni Chigi suit, which has like their classic. They've kind of changed the structure of their suits in recent years to go along with current trends. My suit here still has like the built up, very Roman looking shoulders. I've got the No Time to Die watch. I've got Alexander Ulk, the Alexander Ulk tie.
That's what I thought it was.
On wears at the beginning of No Time to Die.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't see it in this photo, but I'm representing Roger Moore also because I'm wearing the
clown shoes.
No, not the clown shoes. I'm wearing the Spy Who Loved Me parachute socks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I thought you were going to say you had loafers on or something.
No, I don't remember what shoes I wore. I would, if I had to guess, I'm either wearing a pair of the Church's Vienna Oxfords, or I'm wearing the Crockett and Jones Highbury Derbies. I don't remember which shoes I wore that day, but I know I made a conscious effort to represent all of the classic eras of James Bond
Yeah.
in one outfit with all the different brands.
This,
So
I have to say, is probably, I mean, all of the looks we've seen of yours are fantastic, but this one is just, this is, the bar is set really high here. I mean, that suit for starters is fantastic.
yeah, it's a great suit. I bought that suit with an eye towards kind of combining the Casino Royale suits with the Brosnan suits. So it's very similar to the in color anyway, to the suit that Bond wears in Hamburg in Tomorrow
Mhm.
Never Dies, but it's in the cut of the Casino Royale Brioni suits.
Right.
Two button. It's like I said, the model's called the Chiji, which is what Craig wore in Casino.
Very nice. Yeah, this is all around
It's
just,
it's an awesome suit. I can't say enough
yeah,
about
I mean,
Brioni suits.
this shows your fashion sense because it's just very, it's I will go as far as saying a perfectly curated look in this photo.
Yeah,
And it's not even the last one on the list,
it's
you
one of
know?
those things that like once you put the outfit together and wear the clothes, you completely forget about it because you know, like, okay, everything's working, and then
Yep,
the rest of the day, you're like, yep, you don't think about it again for the rest of the day because you
exactly.
know it's working.
Yeah, and that's, yeah, that's one, that one's great. So
Thank you.
for this, I will show two of mine in a row because they're both now Barber shirts
Nice,
that
nice shirt.
basically stole from my tailor.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you stole it from Jason Kim.
No, no, no. He thinks we're the same size, but we're not. Just kidding, Jason. But we're really not. I don't know. We may be. Who knows? So yeah, this one is by far one of my favorites. I wear this one all the time. And the best part about this was when I picked it up at the tailor, he literally goes, throw it on. Let's see if it needs to be tailored at all. And he flat out was like, this literally fits you perfectly. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it
music
does.
to my friggin' ears.
It's
And
great.
I don't know if it's just this one. I shouldn't say that. Maybe this particular style, but the inside of the cuff actually has like a really, really small corduroy.
Oh,
Like
cool.
really, really small. It's really cool. And it's just there. And it's
So,
like kind of like the tan you see there. It's kind of the same color.
so if you wanted to just roll up one cuff on your sleeves, you could kind of show that off a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's kind of like a little bit of like, yeah,
A little
just like a
contrast.
little accent. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
probably feels really soft on your wrists.
Oh, it's by far one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites.
Good looking
And
shirt. Got a little Omega and Ray-Ban action with it.
yep, yep, threw
Very
on
good.
the Hirsch Toronto strap here from Goldeneye. Good to
Sweet.
go. Ray-Bans, whole nine. Got another picture of it here. Oh, there it is. Look in the collar.
Yep.
That.
Nice.
So it's there too. It's awesome. Like what a touch, you know?
Yeah, that's a little. I love the small details
Yeah.
in some of these brands, like the Billy Reed peacoat has the strip of leather on the collar.
Yep.
The Tumble and Esser shirts have the 3-button cuffs. Just like the small, little, minute details that these brands throw into their things
Exactly.
make them a little extra special. I love
They're that's and I think that's what separates them too,
totally,
you know?
and some of it is a signature. It's people people who see you might not know, but you know, and because of that, you walk a little bit taller and stand a little bit higher because you know what you're wearing.
Right, right. And then this one here, like I said, also Barber, just a different pattern and not as detail oriented with you know the cuffs and the collar like that, but still a great shirt
Mhm.
and you know, same button down collar. Just, you know, these ones I like because you can wear them closed, open, they're breathable, you
Yeah,
know, and that's Billy Reed is my new version of Barber as far as a brand that has just I don't want to say surprised me because you don't need anybody to tell you they're great brands, but with what else they offer, I immediately was like, I need way more of this.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. This is one of those shirts that you could throw on in a lot of situations. You could wear this with jeans. You could wear it with chinos. You could wear it with slacks. I wouldn't go suit and tie with this,
No way. Yeah.
but I mean, leather jacket and slacks all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. I would go, like you said too, with the suit and tie. No, I don't think anybody would need us to explain why, but my two biggest reasons, aside from just the pattern and the tie with the button down collar, would be the logo in there and then the pocket itself.
Yeah.
That's just a whole lot of shit going on.
Yep.
In one outfit.
Too busy for suit and tie
Yeah.
and a little too casual, but this one with jeans, chinos, or slacks, you could really put together a nice outfit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I cheated on this one and I had to make sure, but what about this look?
Oh wow. Yeah, couple of Bond brands going on here. Don't know what the tie is because this is actually at my sister's wedding, which was in September. Congratulations to Emily.
Congratulations, Emily
and Quinn.
So
I'm wearing a tie that was given to all the groomsmen. That was kind of like our groomsmen gift.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got on a Tom Ford Regency cut suit, which is the same cut as the suits from Quantum of Solace. Yep. So it's got the like medium width lapels and a ticket pocket, and it's in like a navy blue herringbone cloth. And I'm also wearing a Turnbull and Astor shirt with double French cuffs and what they call their city collar, which is a little bit wider spread, a little bit more formal collar than their classic TNA collar.
So I got to say, this is my second favorite of, the Brioni Campy Topped. But this, you just look very English royalty here, minus the tails. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like a very, the tie color
and the boutonniere with a piece of
yes.
It was a very rustic wedding.
Yeah, that from where I'm sitting, I can't see it. People don't know, but this laptop is like 108 feet away from me. But the way you've tied the tie, regardless of the brand, makes it look very elegant.
Yeah, I have no idea who made the tie. It was like a thick, very thick cotton. They got married in the fall, so it was a very autumnal themed wedding. So it kind of suited the location and the time. The one thing that I would do differently, and again, it wasn't my wedding; it was my sister and my brother-in-law, so they picked out the ties. I would have gone one shade darker. Just because up against a white shirt, I think a light colored tie like that would get lost. I do intend to wear that tie again, but I'm going to wear it with a blue shirt.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to wear it to next time I go to a ball game and order a hot dog. You hear that, Quinn? He doesn't like the tie. So next time you get married, Quinn, don't make this mistake again.
Quinn's a Mets fan and I'm a Yankees fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Quinn, fuck Quinn. What's wrong with you?
Looks like the Brosnan Seamaster.
Yeah, looks fantastic. Great choice with the Brosnan watch too, because
the reason I wore that, you know the story behind how I got that watch. So I mean it's got some family significance to it, so it had to be that one.
Yeah, that's a hell of a piece. So my last one here, I will let you take a wild guess with this one. This could be interesting. What do you think this one is? So the way this one, talk about somebody needs a trip to Florida with this pale fucking guy. But what do you think that is?
Wow. That is a good question. I'm going to just take a stab in the dark and say it's a Billy Reed shirt, but I really don't know.
You are correct.
Wow.
So this was my consolation prize for having to give David my, in fairness, sell
He
David. He
gave
bought
it
them off
to
me.
mediums.
But yeah, I was pissed that I didn't get that Pensacola. So this is actually a
I hope
long
I hope
sleeve.
somebody got his smalls.
I think you. I mean, I know he was going to ask a few
I'm
people, but
I'm sure that they found a new home.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, maybe the trash or
Billy
like
Reed
doo
polos.
doo. Doo
Billy
doo's
Reed
wearing
polos
it.
don't go in the trash.
He's got it on doo doo right now. But yeah, so this was my consolation prize, and like I said, I had very quickly after getting this jacket was like, I need more Billy Reed, so went out and bought this. This one I haven't really had the chance to wear.
Mm,
I think I'm not sure really why, because there was some days when it was a little warmer here, and working from home, we're not leaving as much anymore. And then when we do go out, I do try to, it's one of the things when you do go out, you want to kind of elevate it, even if you don't have to, because
mm.
you haven't been able to. So, but yeah, this one I really like too. Billy Reed is my new obsession, I think, and maybe NPL too.
Yeah,
But yeah.
MPL makes some great stuff. This looks like a shirt that I would wear on, like, if I had to go into work on a Saturday and like,
Hmm.
oh shit, I gotta work on a Saturday, so I need to look professional, but it's Saturday,
Yeah.
so I can be a little bit more
Saturday.
relaxed.
Yeah.
So
And the pattern's nice.
yeah,
It's
this is the shirt I'm throwing on
yeah, it's
in
got
that.
a little bit of a pattern that helps elevate it too.
Yeah, I can see that. I like it's got like a nice horizontal stripe. You know
Yeah.
what else would work is going off the picture that you just showed of me, the morning after a wedding. You throw like you're hungover and everybody's
Yeah.
getting together like, oh, we're gonna have brunch.
You lost your tie.
Yeah, the tie's
Like,
gone.
oh shit.
Like it's the post wedding brunch look. You throw
Yeah.
that shirt
I
on, a
like that. I
pair of
like that.
chinos, and a pair of loafers,
Yeah.
and you show up and everybody looks like crap because they're hungover as hell. But
Like looks like that. Looks pale and
you've got on this Billy Reed shirt and your
yeah.
chinos and your loafers, and you still look pretty good.
It's a way to elevate your casual game for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So are you ready for the last look of this episode?
Let's do it.
God, I hope I'm right again. And this is a look that it's different than what we've seen so far.
Okay.
Bang.
Ooh. Okay. We're sticking with the wedding theme.
Yep.
So this was the rehearsal dinner for my sister Emily and her husband Quinn.
Quinn.
I've got on a Timberland Astor Royal Oxford shirt with a button down collar. Couldn't tell you who made the blazer or the slacks.
Oh God.
The blazer was actually a hand me down or an inheritance from my dad's dad,
Okay.
who was the exact, when I say exact same height and build as me, my
That's
dad's
cool.
dad. So like when he passed away, I got some really nice looking sport coats. I've got on the Tom Ford Snowden shades,
Hmm.
slacks from Amityville Men's Shop. I've got the Crockett and Jones Highbury shoes, and I'm wearing a cravat that was a gift from Matt Spacer.
Very nice.
Yeah,
That doesn't shock me at all that that's who gave that to you.
yeah.
At all.
If somebody was going to give me a cravat, it was going to be Matt, and the
Yep.
pocket square was actually made by John Broughton. So
Okay.
I've
Interesting.
got some Bond community goodies and some Bond brands and some more obscure older things on. So yeah,
Nice.
that's the look I've got going on, and a church's belt,
Nice.
which is
Okay.
another Bond brand.
With the Brioni suit, what pocket square was that? Do you remember? Same
I
one?
think that was also one that John made. I think that was a bespoke JB pocket square.
A JB original.
Yeah. If you check out his, he's got a shop, Bespoke JB. He makes pocket squares, and what's really neat is a lot of the ones that he makes, and I've donated to this cause. He makes pocket squares out of old shirts.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you've got like a shirt that has holes in it, Send it to John, and he'll cut it up and turn it into pocket squares.
Oh, I absolutely
Really
will.
neat.
I can think
Yeah.
of many, many. Well, that was it, man. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for sending me all the seductive images. Thank you
You
for
picked
sitting
some
through.
really good ones. This
I
was
think
awesome.
so. I think so. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to ask you on for this one because um, not only is this something that I've been consciously trying to do, but I've
Mhm.
just kind of found myself doing it regardless. I'll see something, I'll be like, I wonder if NPL makes something like that, or
Yep.
vice versa, whatever. So yeah, I definitely wanted to have you on here to help me out with this, and you very much proved to be the perfect guest.
Well, I'm glad I didn't disappoint. This is something I really believe in this.
Yeah.
Like the Bond brands are all super high quality brands.
Hmm.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be associated with James Bond. James Bond doesn't settle. James Bond goes for the best. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So before we go, I'll ask you one final question. Which brand would you like to branch out into more that you haven't yet?
Hmm. That that's a good question. I only own the two Barber jackets that Bond has worn
Hmm.
the Skyfall Barber and the Barber Covert from No
Yep.
Time to Die. So I could get some more Barber things. I could definitely buy some more Billy Reed things. I don't have the pea coat. I think one day I need to own the Billy Reed pea coat. So you've kind of talked me into branching out into those two. How about yourself?
Um, I would say the good answer, by the way, and highly recommend as especially Barber. I mean,
Mm.
Billy Reed, Barber. The thing with Barber is you're getting things that especially with the shirts, you can tailor. The Billy Reed thing is kind of like with the polo. You can't really do much when it's like way too small. But
Yeah,
I would say probably Turnbull and Nasser.
yeah.
And the only reason why I haven't is because I started this Instagram account early COVID and
Hmm.
haven't been to work since. So
Right.
I've never really had the reason to. I mean, yeah, I've been to a few weddings, and of course, I've already picked out exactly the shirt I'm going to order for my own wedding, and it is Turnbull. But
Mhm.
I really wish, and that, and I would say Crockett and Jones. Crockett and Jones are two brands that I haven't had the excuse to justify because I'm never really dressing up unless it's a wedding. And then, of
Awesome
course, with COVID,
choices.
a lot of the times they're outside. Like, do I want to wear $1,100 shoes in the mud? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just kind of
$11.
like,
What are you buying? Four pairs?
oh, I mean, only the best. You know what I mean? Like, come on here. No, yeah, I mean, trust me, I've looked and they've actually, um, I mean, Crockett and Jones does a sale and their shoes are actually not as bad as you would think price wise.
They're not, and
But
even full price for the Bond shoes and a lot of their other shoes. They have some higher end like hand grade made shoes, but
right,
their main line, they're not for what they are off the chain expensive. They
right,
really because I mean people can spend thousands of dollars on handmade shoes from France or Italy, and Crockett and Jones are three figures,
right, and just as high quality as well.
just as high quality. Absolutely, Goodyear welted. They'll last you forever as long as you take care of them. They will last multiple generations.
Yeah, because I will say I have bought some, and I'll just say the brand. I have some Ferragamo dress shoes,
Yep.
and they're literally separating from the sole.
Yeah, I have a pair of loafers because being a Roger Moore guy, I've got a
Hmm.
pair of Ferragamo loafers that I haven't had as long as some of my Crockett shoes, and you're right. They do split at the toe, and they
Yeah,
do separate from the sole.
and it's unfortunate because um, they've got the way that they're made. You feel like your foot is always cool. Is yours
Mm,
like that? Like, is it like
yes,
leather all the way around, every
can't wear
aspect of it? Yeah,
cannot wear
exactly.
cannot wear Ferragamo loafers in the winter. No,
Yeah, and I remember when I first got them and I put them on, I was like, these are the most comfortable shoes.
they're
And
great
then
shoes. They're
yeah,
really they're really well made. They're made of great materials,
mhm,
but they have their limitations that the Crockett shoes and the Church's shoes do not.
yeah, yeah. Well, those are my 2, and your 2, like I said, maybe as a thank you for doing this, I'll send you a Barber
You don't have to
button
send.
down. He's like, no, wait, 3 days from now. He's like, this fucking guy's nuts. There, you literally drove an hour to buy me a barber shirt, and it's the shittiest pattern I've ever seen. But now I got to wear it and post about it.
No, you don't have to send me anything. I just like having these conversations. I really do believe in this. I love
Yeah.
the brands, and I put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I appreciate you doing this, and anytime, you're welcome anytime. And the main point about this one was, we get introduced to some incredible brands, and it'd be a shame to not really dive into their history and and expand your horizons with what they have to offer.
Yep, I say this all the time. I came because of the bond connection. I stayed because of the customer service or
Yeah.
because of the quality of the merch.
Yep. Yep. Agreed. Well, thanks again, buddy. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming on.
Happy to
And
be here.
I appreciate it. And you are, like I said, anytime. We'll do part 2 tomorrow.
Love it.
Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Good night.